Hello and welcome back to the final part of this video. Just continue watching. It's about 10 minutes long or a little bit over, but we'll see.
Do you think that's... I'm going to sound like a white supremacist when I say this.
I know what you're going to say. Don't even say
Do you think that's genetic?
Well,
But come on, man.
Byron Daniels is after me. Byron understands. No, but let's think.
Well, let me take that back. It's
No.
not genetic, it's culture.
Yeah, I mean, but culture on a long enough time frame is genetic.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
So,
Heard that? Culture on a long enough time frame is genetic.
like, if when white people, you know what I love? If you watch on Twitter, it's actually the best argument. It's so fun. The race realists, the super racists, who say like black people are genetically different to white people and you're more violent and all this shit. They always attack me on Twitter they call me mulatto and all this shit. It's so funny. And I read all their shit. I read all their shit. I read all the race realism stuff. And I'm kind of sitting there going, kind of agree with some of it.
Yeah.
They're saying black people are more naturally violent. I'm like, you're damn right. Watch out. But that's right, pussy. But culture on a long enough time frame becomes genetics. I mean, let's be honest. Is the average African as smart as the average Westerner? No. I would argue that if you go to the Central African Republic where they don't have schools and they don't have infrastructure and their parents haven't been to school and their grandparents haven't been to school, that probably they're not as smart as somebody who's their entire bloodline's been university educated. Probably that is true. So after a long enough time frame, it becomes genetic. And then you want to take enough of them and dump them over here and expect them to operate within complicated systems they don't fully understand.
That's true.
They're probably just going to say, fuck it, let's rob the store. And then you have, I mean, this is realism. This is realism.
Yeah, because you look at Africa, it's a continent, it's not a country, but if that was a country, like the United States, with the resources they got, the manpower they have, it would be a superpower.
It should be
the biggest superpower.
It should be a superpower.
This little United States, majority is white, is running the world.
Well, white people are the best at building complicated systems. That's what the white people do best.
Yeah.
I mean, like, my camera guy who's off, there he is. Look at him. Look at him.
White
right?
guy.
These are the people who, in 1960s in NASA, when they did Apollo 11, all them motherfuckers, there was like 20,000 of them, little white guys with glasses and pieces of paper and a pen, and they put something on the moon.
Yeah.
You get 10,000 black people in a room, tell them to achieve anything.
Dude, that was so wrong. But factual.
How long till there's a fight? Shaniqua's jumping in. She's trying to hit it. Like we're more family orientated. We're more clan orientated. Right?
Yeah.
You know,
we're
like,
tribalistic.
We are. We're tribalistic, which is a pro and a con. Again, these are pros and cons. But if you want to extrapolate it out towards a nation state,
Before I continue, I haven't been around a lot of people at all, but I can. But on the internet, recently I've been hearing about this. And I guess it's true. I don't know. I haven't traveled yet. Let me know down in the comments.
the thing the white man is best at is working with people he doesn't know. That's a white man's superpower. A white man will go, hello, I've got a bunch of money, and I want to.
I don't agree with that because I think Japan is orientated very similarly to Western Europe in that sense. If you look at medieval Europe and then the shogunate era of Japan, you start to notice that there was these small carve-outs everywhere, small pockets of power. You had thousands of kings at one time in Europe, bannermen fighting for whatever. Same thing with Japan, the shoguns. That's a natural evolution of that system or that style of, what could you say, self-governance that spawned from two very highly dense populated areas. Japan, obviously, confined to the islands, but then Western Europe confined to that small landmass as well. So that system was born out of two separate cultures, Japan and Western Europe, that led to the superpower that he's talking about. I don't think it has anything to do, at least intrinsically, with whites, because it got reproduced somewhere in Asia as well with Japanese people. So, I mean, Tokyo was massive. It was the largest city, I think, pre-World War II. It was larger than any other European capital, if I'm not mistaken. So, but again, the development path was very similar. Shogunates, medieval Europe. Small pockets of power, constantly fighting, allegiances, contracts, agreements, right? Combinations of shogunates, kings coming together, marrying for power, stuff like that. So you developed a sort of a culture, a societal standard that led to the massive proliferation of, the state and what we call that today. And I think that also was mostly, I don't know. It's hard to say. Is that nature? Is that nurture? A lot of that for sure is nurture, right?
This fall, heel pain and sore arches won't stop you. Hand-stitched leather boots deliver lasting.
Right? How much of it was nature in terms of the geography? Because, you were locked in an island and then you were locked in that small part of Europe. Can this be reproduced in other parts of the world? Maybe. Probably. You take enough different people in a locked environment like that for a long enough time, you could probably reproduce it. Of course, if it's happened in one place or two places, in this example, it could happen in more. I think the development path was just different. Japan and Europe had developed in a similar fashion due to some maybe intrinsic cultural values. The Japanese were very high on, what would you say? Like the Miyamoto Musashi stuff, right? Like the warrior mentality, the discipline above all else, right? They had so many things going for them that helped them produce that kind of society. And then whites developed their own system, I guess, in a similar time with medieval Europe and Christendom leading them into those kind of values. So it's very interesting.
Build boats. I've decided I want to build boats. So I'm going to go and find the best boat builder. John Smith. Hello, boat builder. I don't know you. You don't know me. This is called a contract. And let's do a contract and you're going to build the boats and I'm going to pay for it. And now we have a successful shipping company. In Africa, it doesn't work that way. They're like, I'm rich. I want boats. Who do I know? My cousin.
Yeah.
My cousin can't build boats. He doesn't know anything about boats, but that's who I know. He's the only guy I trust. He's in my clan. He's my family. So I go to my cousin. You're in charge of the boats. Okay, I will build the boats. And he takes the money, and then no boats get built, and then everything's fine. That's why the finance minister is the second cousin of the fucking president, and nobody knows anything, and it's all insidious because you only trust your people. Now, I'm still like that now. I'm black enough like that now. I trust my brother, my people.
Yeah.
So I got that black in me. But I'm also white enough to know I can do a contract and get a boat built. But white people are fantastic at trusting people they don't know. That's why white people are like, howdy neighbor. They don't even know you. Howdy. White people have this weird, no, it's not weird, but the white people mentality is far more attributed towards the benefit of society with a larger understanding of working with those they're not directly correlated with, whereas the black people is like, these are my people only, and it's very insular. But it becomes far more difficult to run a country that way with competence. If you want to run a country competently, you need to find the most competent man for the job. I don't know if this is true. I don't want to be held up on it, and I don't want to be attacked for it. It might not be true, but I heard something that when the British started selling their ships around, they were amazed that when they got to all these native countries, the Aboriginals in Australia and Africa and India, all these places, no one had heard of a contract. No one had heard of the idea of working with someone who wasn't their family. They're like, it's a contract. They haven't heard of a contract. No one had heard of it. So what, you just find anyone to do it?
Heard of a house. They was living in grass huts.
Well, that's right. So they were like
savages.
Yeah. Well,
have you seen those videos of them eating? Hey, put this thing here at 20. Just pull up those TikTok videos of these African tribes.
Byron, I'm sorry. Listen, I know you got busted for weed. Fucking talk about letting the black man down. For busted for fucking weed.
Check fraud.
Andrew Tate's a human trafficker. Fuck this guy. I'm moving to Vegas. Fuck these people. Bring your case. Fuck you.
Yeah, make it bigger, Joe. These people have not evolved at all for like probably 5,000 years. Imagine being a white man back in the slave days. Say, yeah, we'll take these.
All right, so let's talk about this now.
Yeah.
We're going down race realism, and we're the only people brown enough to get away with this, so we can do it.
Oh, we're not going to get away with this shit.
Well, let's talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So, the white man, where he grew up, primarily, they had to plan ahead in a way different than the Africans did. So, like, if you were in England, you had to grow grain, because that's how you eat. But grain only grows a certain part of the year. So you have to think ahead, and you have to plan. You have to plow the field. Then you have to grow the grain. Then you got to build buildings to store it in. And that means you need a lot of people. A lot of people need schools, hospitals, roads, housing. Now you need a city. You have to plan everything over a year cycle just to have food. In Africa, they didn't have to do that. Mango. Boom. They just go get a mango when they're hungry. Go kill this. There's so much resource, they didn't have to plan ahead. Wait till you're hungry, kill something, eat it. You didn't have the same infrastructure that was required to eat.
Yeah, it gets cold.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, no? That the global south is not as developed as the global north, especially right around the equator, where the weather is just, stable year round. Consistent, pretty much worldwide in that sense.
In Europe,
it gets cold. You got to build a house. You need firewood. You got to think ahead. You apply that across 1,000 years. You have a very different mentality towards life than you do in Africa, which is just pure brutal survivalism. That's what it is.
I've heard that argument because of the weather, white versus the white man and the black man. Both races evolved differently over time because living in a cold, horrible climate, you got to think.
Yep.
And you live in a warm.
Are there cold countries in Africa, guys, with like very high elevation? I'm curious. Somebody in chat tell me. We'll play some super chats.
Yeah, the answer to the question, I'm trying to remember if that was a yes or no. I did look it up. I think there are cold climates, but I don't remember it was snow. It's been a while.
Is there a country that has like very, very cold climate? $5 million, you guys. That's what it costs to get.
I guess that's it for this video. Please leave a like and subscribe.